Welcome to Coffee with the Candidates. Today you'll be hearing from Satarra Williams and Jimmy Brown, candidates for Prescott City Council. Hi, I'm April with Swark today, and welcome to this segment of Coffee with the Candidates. We are coming to you from the studios in downtown Hope, and who I have with me today is Jimmy Brown, who is up for election as Prescott City Councilman, Ward 1, Position 1, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for being here with us today.
Thank you.
To get us started, can you let citizens know what the role of this office is?
Well, I believe it's to help approve, adjust, and review the budgets.
Okay.
The city budget, pass resolutions, oversee performance of the city employees, listen and communicate to the residents. Also to do with some zoning issues that we have there in Prescott.
Okay. All right. Just to let voters know, let's talk a little bit about your background.
Okay. My wife said not to tell how old I am, but I'm 58 years old. She said that's going to date me. But I am a Prescott native. I've always lived in and around Prescott except for about 4 years working for the Postal Service.
Okay.
About 8 years ago I moved into the city of Prescott. And hey, I like Prescott. I love Prescott. Prescott's my hometown. I went to school in Prescott. And I'm proud to say I'm a father of 3 sons who all graduated from Prescott. I've got 4 grandchildren. I've been married to my wife for 40 years. I'm retired from the post office of 30 years. I was postmaster at Emmett, Buckner, Umpire, Washington, and I retired from Mineral Springs, all living in Prescott while I was traveling out of town. I'm currently the owner and operator of the Highway 67 flea market in downtown Prescott.
Okay.
That's about me.
What experiences have you had that you think prepare you for public office?
Well, working for the flea market and the post office have given me experience with working with the public.
Yeah.
I soon found out after being postmaster that I thought I was going to be the boss when I showed up in town, but I was the servant of the town in the post office.
Okay.
I had lots of people that wanted this or that, and I found out real quick that I was everybody was my boss. So, and you know, at those, even with the flea market, I always had to work with a budget. I mean, the Postal Service gave me a budget, and I had to stay within that budget unless it was an emergency.
What or who inspired you to enter this election?
Well, first of all, there was one city councilman came to me at my business and said there was going to be an opening on the city council, and that because the councilman had resigned, and he said, I think you would be a good candidate for appointment to serve out the rest of that term. So after all was said and done, it didn't work out, but it got me very interested in running, because I do have a stakes in how the city of Prescott is being run, you know.
Okay.
And also by listening and hearing the concern of the public, just coming, you know, as my doors swing open, it feels like a lot of the people in town really don't have a say-so on what's going on. They feel like they're left in the dark.
Yeah.
And it just makes me want to reach out and see what I can do.
Are there any specific issues you're most concerned about related to this office should you be elected?
Yes, ma'am. My main, I guess, issue would be is how our tax dollars are being spent for the city. Not that I'm saying that what hadn't been done wasn't right, but I do hear the concerns of people that come through the doors and that I talk to in the community. I believe that I've done lots of budgets in my day working for the post office, and I've had to stay within that budget. And like I say, I'm just a concerned citizen. Give me a chance. Another issue that I would be concerned about for my office as being a councilman would be our ability to recruit new businesses to town.
Okay.
If we had some kind of incentives to bring new businesses, that would really mean a lot. I know that Prescott has the stigma of high electricity rates. And I own several rental properties in Prescott, and really I have no qualm with the electricity rates. You know, I've been postmaster in lots of towns where we get this bill and it's the electric bill. Mm-hmm. We get this bill and it's the water bill. We get this bill and it's the trash bill. Mm-hmm. Where in Prescott it's all on one bill, which I have no qualm about, but the electric may be $100, the water may be $50, the sewer and lights, or if you have extra lighting on your business or resident, it may be $20, but they'll all come in and say, my electric bill was $170 when it wasn't $170.
Okay.
So I hate that we have the bad stigma of that, of having high electric rates.
And you feel like you can bring light to that maybe on what's really going on?
I hope so.
Okay.
I hate that I have people that I talk to who say, I can't bring a business to Prescott because I can't afford the electricity.
Okay. Do you have a plan to involve citizens in your decision-making process?
You know, my plan would be to primarily just voice the concerns of the city residents.
Okay.
And ask questions of the council and the city managers and officials, and invite the public, those ones who have questions, to city council meeting, and let them get involved.
Okay.
But if they can't be involved or can't come to the city council meetings, ask me the questions and I'll go to the city council and I'll ask the hard and tough questions.
Okay.
You know.
So here's our fanciful question we're asking every candidate. If you were to receive $1 million grant and you could use it in any way you liked for the city, what would you do with it and why?
Well, I think a couple of things I would do is, like I said before, give incentives to new businesses who want to come to town.
Okay.
And also beautifying our downtown. Mm-hmm. Not only that, but particularly our entry points into town.
Okay.
Because recently we went out of town for a week and we were gone. You know, you just kind of get used to seeing how Prescott is. This is our hometown. But you enter into town and you're like, man, we need something done to those points coming in town, because the first impressions mean a lot when you're coming into town. And, you know, I thought a little about infrastructure in the town, but really the city, as far as the light crews, they're doing a good job. We've got good water in Prescott. Mm-hmm. The fire department is great.
Okay.
There are just lots of, hey, anytime I want anything from the city, they're bending over backwards to help me. So you say, why are you running for council if everything's going good? Well, I just want to get involved in the city.
Okay.
It's not really it's no personal attack on anybody that I may be running against. It's just me wanting to get involved in my community.
Okay. I can understand that. Is there anything else you'd like voters to know about you or this office before the election?
I would like to say that if you vote for me, that'd be great. If you feel like it needs to go the other way, that'd be fine too. I'll still be a spoke in the wheel in Prescott, Arkansas, doing my part to make the Prescott look good. Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
And that's all we have for this segment of Coffee with the Candidates. Hi, I'm April from Swark today, and welcome to this segment of Coffee with the Candidates. We are coming to you from the studio in downtown Hope, and who I have with me this morning is Satarra Williams, Prescott City Council member up for re-election. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, April.
To get us started, can you let citizens know a little bit about what a city council member does?
Yes, a city council member enacts with the municipal, and we also have the concerns of the health and safety of our citizens, which is you.
All right, thank you. Tell me a little bit about your background. Let everybody know.
My background, I am married. My husband is Jeffrey Williams. We've been married for 22 years. We have 4 children. That is Kennedy, Kai, Jeffrey, and Darian. I do a lot in our community. I also serve on the Parks and Recreation Board. I am also a part of the Isla Up Church Community Corporation, where I am serving now as the vice president. And I also belong to the Prescott Church of God, where I minister there in Prescott, Arkansas. I also have a youth group that is called Uplift, which stands for Untying Personal Life Issues for Teens, where I am the coordinator of that ministry as well. And I also have just now picked up another field of ministry where I will be ministering to the women at our local jail in Prescott.
Thank you. What specific experiences do you think have prepared you for holding public office?
Well, like I just stated before, I serve a lot in my community. The citizens in the community are my heart. So I serve daily on ways to improve things within our city and to also meet the needs of the citizens there in Prescott.
In the beginning, what inspired you to become a part of the city council?
Well, I'd say myself, because I saw a need and I was willing to go out and get it. So when I see the needs, I'm willing to meet those needs, and I'll do whatever I can possible to serve. And I just wanted to serve.
Okay. Are there any specific issues you're most concerned about, should you be reelected, that you would like to address next term?
Well, April, there are plenty of issues that we can focus on, but I will continue to do my best to work with the other fellow council members to meet the needs of the citizens. Once again, I'm here for the citizens.
Okay. How do you plan to involve the citizens in your decision-making process?
Well, like I said, I'm always an open ear. I'm willing to listen. Any concerns that anyone may have, they may come and bring those to me. And I promise you that I will take those to the proper people that needs to be brought to. And so we can try to make a difference and try to fix those issues that you guys have.
Okay. Looking back over previous terms, what is your proudest accomplishment?
I think my proudest accomplishment, April, is just to be able to serve.
Yeah.
Just to be there for the people. That's the proudest moment I could ever have, is just to serve you guys.
All right, and now for our fanciful question we like to ask people. If you were to receive $1 million grant to use for the city in any way, what would you do with it and why?
Well, I know the most popular question would be on our electrical bills, because that is the biggest issue that we face now.
Yeah.
But I'd say if I had $1 million, I would actually sow that into the youth in our community.
Okay.
Because the youth are going to be our lifelong citizens after a while. They're going to be who it is that has to run this town. So I would actually find resources to help our young people, because they do need our help.
Okay. Is there anything else you would like voters to know before Election Day?
I just like to say that my motto is, I'm not here for the likes. I'm here to stand for what's right. So therefore, I encourage you to get out and vote. And whatever way you do vote, let you go up with your heart. Let your heart lead you to make that vote. When you cast that vote, you think of who would be the best to serve you and serve the other fellow citizens of our community. Because again, I will stand for what's right. I'm not going to stand for what's like.
Well, that's all the time we have for this segment of Coffee with the Candidates. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, April, so much.
And stay tuned for the next segment.